This is Ms. Hostetler. I am going to explain the two worksheets that I gave you on January 28th. It could have been January 26th, January 27th. We had the vocab, and then I gave you two assignments. So, heading worksheet and the list. Some of you have yet to do this, so please make sure you can click on 128 review, and it talks about that you have to do the worksheets, but just click on each one of these one at a time. So right now we're going to do the worksheet, heading worksheet. All right, it says what to do. 1, 2, make a copy and rename it. So here's the Google Doc that you're going to make a copy. And it's a heading where we learned in class, and we did this on CodePen. About 20 of you have not done this assignment in CodePen. So now I'm making a worksheet, and I'm trying to get you to handwrite it or type it before. Okay, so this is actually something that we've already done, but I'm trying to reach you. So let's do this. Click, use this Google Doc, and then it gives you all this information. It talks to you about what or how all this HTML and how everything has to be in between the body and the closing body. It talks about the opening tag and the closing tag. This is all the stuff that we have been talking about daily. But if you've missed class, this is a wonderful worksheet to read and think, okay, this is doc type. This is a tag that specifies the language. HTML, this is a tag that signals that from here on we are going to write in code. So if you scroll down, there is a worksheet, okay? And I want you to just go ahead, make a copy. File, make a copy. So right here, notice I clicked on the white part. Now I come over here. I'm going to erase copy of. I want you to put your last name, your first name, and your class. G3, G4, or R5. Keep the 127 and keep the heading. So now that I've made a copy and I've labeled it, now you can read, scroll through. It literally is telling you what we have learned in case you've missed class. So headings like titles. So there are 6 different kinds, and they're represented in H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. And if you use an H1, it's the largest. If you use H6, it's the smallest. So what you are going to do is you are going to follow and type in down in this line how we do the headings. So assignment, below you will write down the heading tags info for the following H1 to H6. So I want your first and last name. I even gave you an example. So if I was to do this, I would literally put the opening H1, crocodile H1, crocodile. And then right away, I do the closing of H1, the crocodile, backslash H1, crocodile. Okay? So inside those is where you're going to type your first and last name. And guess what? I want it capitalized because you capitalize names. So then the next one is your age, but you have to put in the HTML heading for H2. So I do the opening and the closing first. Then I put my cursor in, and I would then put my age. I am 47. Where was I born? It's number 3, so it's heading 3. So you make sure that you realize there is always an opening and always a closing. the closing has that extra backslash, okay? I was born in Phoenix, Arizona. If you were born in Indiana, awesome. This is a way for me to get to know you and to also make sure that you know you can do this. If you do this worksheet and you turn it in, then you can definitely do the same stuff in CodePen. All right, so H4, what's your favorite food? Let's say tacos. I'm going to do the heading of 5. So I'm hoping this video will help you. I hope that you will fill this out. What's your favorite TV show? Let's see, I like the Cosby Show. Back in the 90s. Notice that I am usually capitalizing. So go back and make sure that you are capitalizing everything. And the last one would be, what is your favorite color? So heading 6, and then the closing heading 6. And I like blue. So now that I have followed the directions, put in H1 to H6, answered all the stuff, I will then, it says, even at the bottom, share it. So you can share. Remember, it's private, so you check, change, make sure it's to MSD of Lawrence Township. Click up here, type in my name, select my email, and send. And remember, it's very important that you have it with your name on it so that I can give you a grade. Okay? So that's the heading worksheet. We had one more. So right underneath the heading worksheet, we have the list worksheet. So you are going to click on that. It tells you make a copy, rename, and work. So we have talked about this. I'm giving you even a photograph or like a visual. You're going to learn how to make a list, okay? But there's 2 different types. And up here, it's even highlighted. There's unordered, which is bulleted, okay? Look at this. Cheese, hamburger, water, onions, bread. That is unordered. They used UL and the closing UL. It's bulleted. It doesn't matter what order you got all of this stuff. Then I wanted you to go in and make an ordered list, which is numbered, which tell me your favorite car from the top to, and go down. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, when you make a list, yes, you have to distinguish what kind are you having, but you need to learn that you're going to use LI. LI, those are the list items. Those are the things that are in your list. And so you are going to learn all of this right here. You're going to click on this Google Doc to do all of this. And I'm sure it repeats it. So click on this Google Doc. All right. Number 1, number 2. Okay. In this web design, you're going to make 2 different types of lists. We have done this. Some of you have done this in CodePen. Some of you haven't. So right now, make a copy. File, make a copy. And then I want you to put in your last name, first name, and what class are you in? G4, G3, and then make sure it still says what it is, what you're turning in. Hit OK. So here I am going to work on the one with my name, but I'm going to get rid of the original. Okay, so always make sure you're typing on the one with your name. And that, here we go. Ah, I have too many tabs. So let me get rid of these. Let me get rid of these. So here, oh, Miss Hostetler. Nope. Last name, first name. Good, I did it. So here is all the information that I have taught. I have a lot of kids that are not showing up for Zoom. And I am making this video for you so that you can still succeed, okay? So if I was going to make an ordered list, it would be 1, 2, 3, okay? And I would have to put the OL on the top and the bottom. So OL tells you what kind of list it is. And then I have the LI and the closing LI with all the things that are in the list. So I'm literally showing you a visual. Okay? Same thing with unordered, but unordered is UL. Unordered is the bullet point. And then in between it are the LI. And then you need to make sure you have that closing. So if you go down to the assignment, I have an area for an unordered grocery list, and I have an area for ordered. Number 1, make an unordered grocery list. Make sure you add the heading. So to make the heading, I have heading 1, and I put grocery list, and then I close the heading. Okay. Then you're going to make an unordered, which is UL. So I'm going to put crocodile UL. All right. And then I'm going to come down to the bottom and I'm going to close that. You have to remember there is an opening and there is a closing. But inside it, those are the items. So the list item, you need to put in opening of LI and the closing LI. And a lot of people, you know what they do? They highlight, they copy, and they paste. Let's see. Control, whoop-a-doo. Oh, I'm on a Mac, so it's different. LI and a closing. All right, so you can copy and paste on your Chromebook right now. It takes more time to figure this out on a Mac. Now, I always put the opening and then I always put the closing. Then I go back in and I'm going to type in what would I buy at the grocery store? Eggs, cheese, toast, bread, I don't care. But this is what you need, okay? You have to have the heading because every list should have what type of list it is. It's unordered, so I used the UL. Some of you did not do this properly. Now I'm going to go back in and I'm going to do the ordered. The ordered is OL. So first I got to do the heading. So I do the opening and the close. My dream car. All right. I'm going to use OL. That's the opening, and I'm going to close it. Then I'm going to go back in and I'm going to do that list item. I'm going to do the opening and the closing of the list item for all of them. And then I'm going to go back in and I'm going to put what kind of car do I want. I like a Jeep, I want a Tahoe, and I don't know, what would I want? You guys all like certain cars. So you would put in what, I put in, see, I'm talking. I need to put in LI. It's very easy to make a mistake. I put in a Porsche. So, and I didn't even spell it right. So here we go. After you make your unordered list and then your ordered list, you need to go share it. Make sure it's not private. And then you're going to type it in, Buffy, and you're going to send it. Please, pretty please, make sure that you understand that I gave a vocab assignment, and then the next day I gave the heading and the list. I have a lot of you that did not do the worksheets because you've already completed it in CodePen. You still need to do it. So I have some people that are doing the assignments and I have some people that are not. So please go in and make sure that you have turned in and completed the heading and the list worksheet.